Hey guys, so today I thought that it would be fun to do the trying to conceive tag, and it's 20 questions, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. 1. What is your name and your partner's name? So my name is Lindsay and my husband's name is Michael. 2. How old are you both? So we're both 30 years old, but I turned 31 in July and Michael will be 31 in August. 3. How long have you been together? So that could be a story all on its own, but to keep it short for now, we have been married since March the 28th. And we first got together the end of January. Question 4, how long have we been trying to conceive? So we started trying to conceive from the very beginning after we got married. So April, May, June, so 3 months now. 5, any known obstacles to trying to conceive? We don't have any known obstacles that we know of. We've not had any medical evaluations, no diagnosed conditions. I was on birth control, oral contraceptives for about 15 years, but that has not been proven to show any obstacles for you trying to conceive in the future, so no known obstacles at this time. Question 6, how many sticks do you pee on, including OPKs and pregnancy tests? So, not too many. Just the required amount. Sometimes with the pregnancy test, I start a little earlier than is recommended, but curiosity. So, question number 7, when do you start testing OPKs? So, with my OPKs, which are the ovulation predictor kit strips, I start usually around day 12, but that's because I have usually about a 30-day cycle, and my peak usually comes around day 15. So I start on day 12 with my OPKs. Question 8, when do you start taking pregnancy tests? So it's recommended that you don't take a pregnancy test until after your period is missed, or like the first day of your period is missed. But me, I usually start around 10 DPO. Not recommended, but curiosity once again. Question 9, what time do you test? So I have the Pregmate brand, and with the OPKs, which is that, my brand says to test from anywhere from 10 a.m. till early evening. So I usually test at about 10 or 11 a.m. And then if it's like really close to the 15th, which is around my peak time, then I will also test a second time that day around 4 o'clock. And if you're talking about pregnancy test, then it's always best with the first morning urine. So as soon as you wake up, that's when you pregnancy test. Number 10, how long will you try to conceive before medical help? So I'm not really sure on that question because we've just been into it for 3 months, but I would say anywhere between 6 months and 1 year we would seek medical advice. Question number 11, what would you tell someone starting their trying to conceive journey? I would tell them that it's not as easy as they think it's going to be, most likely, to not just get discouraged, that usually it takes up to 6 months for most couples to conceive, and that if it is after 6 months that they might want to seek medical advice. But overall, just don't get discouraged. It will happen eventually one way or another. 12, do you want a medicated birth or a natural birth? So I would like a natural birth, as least intervention as necessary. That is my thoughts on it right now, but when you're actually in the situation, your birth plan could change. It could be, too painful, might need medication, But as of right now, I would like a natural birth. 13, an obstetrician or a midwife. So I'm not opposed to either of those. I believe my ideal birth would be in a birthing center. So that could be with a midwife or possibly an OB. In my area, we're a little bit rural, so there aren't as many midwives around my area. So I'm not really sure right now. Probably will have to end up going with an obstetrician, but we will see when that time comes. Question 14. How many children do you want, and how many do your partner want? So we have agreed that we would like 2 or 3 children at this point. And we'll just see how the baby process goes, how raising children goes, and we could even want 4 children in the future. But as of now, 2 or 3. 15. What gender do you want and your partner want? So ever since I ever imagined having children, I always imagined myself having a little girl. So I would actually be surprised a little bit if I did find out my child was a boy. But I would be happy either way, just as long as baby's healthy. That's all that matters to us. But my husband, he would prefer a boy just because he is the last male in his family, so he needs someone to carry on the family name. Number 16, does anyone know you are trying to conceive? So no one really knows that we're trying to conceive. We don't really want anyone to necessarily know for sure that we're trying to conceive. We would like it to be a surprise. So nobody knows right now. When people ask us if we're, when are we going to have a baby, we just say one day. Number 17, have you purchased baby items? We have not purchased any baby items. 18, what are your favorite YouTubers? So I've been watching YouTubers since I was probably about 15, so like 15 years now. Some of my favorites are Bonnie Helene, Ellie and Jared, 8 Passengers, Daily Bumps, which I don't watch them as often now. Devin Roberts' family, she's one of my favorites. I can relate to her a lot. The Bear family. Trying to see if I'm leaving anybody out. I actually like Jamarelle Stewart. If you haven't found her, she's a homeschooling mom. She's really, really interesting person. That's all I can think of right now. I'm sure there's so many that I'm leaving out. But most of those, well, pretty much all of those are family vloggers. So that's usually the genre that I like to watch. Number 19. What are your favorite pre-pregnancy apps? So I have Ovia, that app. I have Pre-Mom. I have What to Expect. And I also have just my calendar where I track my period. Those are my favorite ones to use. Then the last question, 20, do you plan to do pregnancy vlogs? Absolutely. I love to watch pregnancy vlogs, watch a person's journey, watch their belly grow. I love watching pregnancy vlogs, so definitely I will be glad to document that journey for myself and for anyone who wants to watch. But that is all I have for today. I hope you all enjoyed the tag. Feel free to do it yourself. And I will talk to you next time.